What's up, guys? Welcome back. Ooh, no, no. I don't know. I just think about it in my head. So a lot has been going on recently. For those that have been watching every social media platform, the fights, grappling tournaments. I was coaching, and yeah, with training, still being disciplined and consistent with everything that I've been doing. But this week, I'm gonna cover what planning ahead for these things means, because for many years I've struggled with planning ahead, and then when it comes down to it, I didn't do what I was supposed to, and of course I didn't have a goal, I didn't achieve my goal, and then that pisses me off now. But I had to go back to what that meant, what this planning ahead meant. Like, what did it mean to plan ahead before I graduated college, into my job, and then into training, and then now with this recovery process? Like, what does it mean to plan ahead? And so for me, what it means is having a goal and making a plan of action for that goal and making that happen, executing. And so I don't know where I heard this, but you guys can let me know where it is. But I really like this quote, and it says, a goal without a plan of action is just a dream. I have this goal, right, for myself, is to come back for athletic performance in the best shape of my life when it comes to MMA. But before I do that, or I achieve that goal, I have to make the proper steps to get there. And realistically, right? Because now with this post-recovery process, it's a long journey, and I was fully aware that that was going to happen. And I had to go through the basics of physical therapy. And I was going to physical therapy 3 times a week, and then twice on my own. And so I had to at least do physical therapy at least 4 times a week. And that was something that I, for myself, said, you know what, I'm going to do it. No matter how hard is it going to be, I'm going to have to do it. And doing my own working out as well to make sure that I stay consistent. So even though I had a goal for myself, like, okay, I'm going to come back to training, exactly around the time I knew that that was going to happen, it was 9 or 10 months. Even though I'm not 100% there yet, I still made a plan of action to get there. And so one of the things that I've noticed, right, with a lot of us is that we always want all these things to happen, but then we don't actually sit down and see, like, how can we make that happen? And so one of the other things that I can think of is when I was in my senior year in college, and I remember talking to Tazz, because he asked me, he's like, so what are you going to do after college, right? Like, what are your plans after college? And I'm like, well, I can either get a job or I want to start something for myself. But he's like, so how are you going to do that? And so those are the questions that he had to ask me, like, how am I going to start my social media journey, right?
What's up, guys? This is Nene, and welcome to the Nene Show. Hey!
And that's when I started the YouTube channel. And man, that's where I had to plan the days that I was gonna film and then actually edit the video. So when I started doing that, it was hard. You know, the hard work is that actually making things happen and executing. But the reward for me was having subscribers, having people reach out to me saying how inspired they are with my journey, or even having Patreon sign up for my Patreon to support me. So whatever it was, I had to make it happen. And that's what the realistic expectations are for me. And that's what planning ahead means, is that, okay, I have to look at all factors considered. How am I gonna be able to do these things from 7 days a week? Right now that I'm going through the recovery process, for those that know, I started with PT. I was doing PT, or physical therapy, for 3 or 4 times a week, and I was weightlifting. And after, I believe, 7 or 8 months, I started a new strengthening program for my Achilles rupture. This specific program is through a different coach that I found online, the Achilles Rebuild program. Basically, I started this program so that I can go back to athletic performance. Because one of the things that I don't think I've expressed before, that is, it's not just about the recovery where, okay, now I can do the functional movement where I can just walk, kind of like walk fast, go up and down the stairs, move my foot and stuff. But then now after that, I have to be able to jump, should be able to do takedowns, do all these things that I do in MMA for me to go back to the sport 100%. But that takes some time. It's like training my body again from the beginning, even though my body knows what it's doing and it knows what to do. However, it's because my body hasn't been doing it for 7-8 months. So now I have to train my body again to do these things. And that itself is training 5 times a week. And that's what I have to do. If my training involves strength training 3 times a week, and then twice a week I have to do jump training, but on top of that I'm doing my own weightlifting for upper body and all those things, I have to make it happen. And that's realistic for me. When unexpected events happen, right, I can cry about it for sure, and I can get frustrated, but at the end of the day, I need to find a solution. And even though I was frustrated with my injury, with the Achilles injury, because at the time, of course, it's like I was telling Tazz all these things, like I was just laughing. I was crying laughing because I'm like, isn't it funny how every time during the same season of the year, I'm super stressed out. I'm going through all these mental traumas and all these things that are happening, and I get injured. So it's like something bad always happens during the same time. And it's like I was laughing about it, but then seriously, like I had to go back and be like, why is this happening to me, right? Why am I allowing these things to affect me? So I had to find a solution. It's like I had to get in contact with the PT. I had to do all these things and make a plan of action. So handling unexpected events is key, especially if you want good results, right? You want to be able to handle things in a mature way where you can get to your goals. Just because there's a setback in things, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna completely just lose everything and not make things happen. Like, it doesn't matter that there's setbacks in our lives. Like, that's the point of life. Life wouldn't be lifing. Like, honestly, life wouldn't be lifing if things didn't happen to us. How we respond to things is the most important thing. And for me, responding to this injury has been a blessing. Is being able to handle this setback and being a better human, being a better athlete, being a better woman, being a better person, a better martial artist, because I have things that I had to work on, and I'm slowly but surely improving them so that I don't have to live the same way for the new me. And I don't have to make the same actions that I used to do, where I made a lot of mistakes, and make them again. Doesn't mean I won't make mistakes in the future, but again, is through planning ahead, making sure that I stay consistent with my goals so that I can execute, so that I can achieve my goals, and then I can come up with better goals. But I need to be prepared, and I need to do the hard work now. So that's how the cookie crumbles. I don't know. I know. So what you gonna do? All right, now how are you gonna make that happen, right? And then after you make that happen, all right, you made it happen. So that we put you on the spot. We have to put you on the spot sometimes, Fuck. Just say. All right, follow me on Patreon or sign up for my Patreon. Patreon.com/NaneNaneMMA. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram. You can find me everywhere. All right, even on Spotify. Test on Spotify.